Hey guys, today I want to go over an area where people are exceptionally harsh on themselves, and they don't need to be. A lot of this journey in self-improvement involves, taking care of yourself during the journey. You have to be relatively nice to yourself. You have to give yourself some breathing space and leeway to fail, because failure to some extent is inevitable on this journey. You're going to fail a lot. And what really makes people successful is the amount of times you pick yourself up from failure and keep going. So I place so much emphasis on the concept of being nice to yourself. So does my mentor, Andy. He talks about giving yourself permission to suck. He talks about not being a dick to yourself. Just in general, self-care from a mental standpoint is so important to not quitting in self-improvement. Where I want to tackle this from today is people not being nice to themselves with regards to their goals. Whether that's on a daily level, whether that's on the yearly level, when your bigger goals for the year, you really have to be honest about what's achievable and set yourself achievable targets, because you're going to beat yourself up far more if you fail to hit your goals. And the easiest way to not fail to hit your goals is to set yourself something that can actually be achieved. I know this sounds like such basic common sense, but I see so many people make the mistake of not setting achievable goals that I really need to maybe I need to redo this a lot. I'll do this video every 6 months where I'm being like, yo, make sure everything you set out to do is achievable, so you don't end up miserable because you failed to meet expectations that were never going to be met. All of you are tripping yourselves up, and it really annoys me to watch. You know that? And I love you guys, and I want you to be happy. So start from the very basics. When you set your to-do lists for the day, which you all should be doing, I've talked about to-do lists so many times, make sure everything on that list is achievable. I usually say within about 3 hours of hard work if you've got a job, 5 hours if you haven't, because then you can spend the entire day working on it. Even if you're realistic with yourself and you know you're not going to spend that much enough time on it, make it down to 2 hours of achievable things on your to-do list. I've already been over setting your goals for the year. If you've set goals that are seemingly unachievable, maybe you should think about reassessing when you get to the midway in the year point. I'm going to do that myself. I'm going to sit down at the end of the second quarter of the year and reassess my yearly goals, just to make sure either I'm on track or to get a better idea of whether or not they were actually achievable when I set them. Because what Andy was telling me was that you need to make sure that you can achieve these goals. No matter if you got to with 4 months left and you hadn't achieved them, you knew you could be able to pull it out the bag. So yeah, be nice to yourself by setting achievable tasks for yourself to do. Don't beat yourself up because you've set an unrealistic expectation and standard. I know it's very difficult in this age. I know we're all looking at Instagram and seeing people have these amazing lives, which mostly aren't true, by the way. Instagram's a load of fucking bullshit. But you need to ignore all the noise and actually in a cold, sober moment, assess what you can achieve and then go for it, rather than setting yourself up to standards that are just not, you're just not going to get there. And the fact that you didn't get there will make you hate yourself and make you blame yourself. And I'm going to do a video about why it's not really your fault sometimes when things aren't going well. But until then, guys, be nice to yourselves. Peace out.